Hey there, y'all, and welcome to today's Daily Down and Dirty. My name is Fairlight, and welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all. So the message today, I wanted to call it two different themes, but we'll start with calling it the wisdom of grief. So we've got this crone card and the Three of Air reversed. This normally is a card of heartbreak, and above these two we've got the Five of Water, another card of grief even though it's reversed, and then also this Eight of Earth reversed. So and it's so hard, I just want to come back to calling it the wisdom of grief, because the crone is wise. The crone has lived a life of such magic and strife and beauty and just so many different things. She's not afraid of her darkness. She understands the wisdom in the dark, the wisdom in what is indescribable, indefinable, the unseen, the unknowable, and somehow the way we integrate that into ourselves. And it all sounds poetic, but but then you add in energy of heartbreak and loss, and this is reversed, so it's like, again, it feels like an integration of the heartbreaks that life brings to us. And you know, heartbreak can come in many forms. It can come with family members, it can come with you know, romantic love, it can come with situations falling apart, it can come with our own inner landscape falling apart. And again, there's something about always rising again and rising again. Looking at this picture up right, he reminds me of some sort of an apprentice. I don't know why. He's studying magic. He's learning in the darkness. It's an interesting personification of that Three of Air energy, because again, it's so often correlated to heartbreak. But it's finding yourself in the darkness, finding yourself in the depths. And, you know, as it's been said, the shadow defines the light. And, you know, it's like art, you know, imagining someone saying, well, I'm only going to paint with yellow and white and pink because those are happy colors. And, you know, you might get a few really beautiful pictures out of that. But after a while, it would lack depth. You know, we want the depth, we want the dimension, we want the shadow, we want that definition so that our brilliance has that greater definition. And so again, it just feels like with these two cards together, there's an integration of that grief into wisdom. And then again, we come up here and it's another card of grief. And with the Five of Cups, I always want to say, honor the grief. You know, don't suppress it, don't deny it. Honor the grief, work through it, process it, knowing that when you're ready, you know, there's two cups still standing, and beyond that, there's a bridge that leads to a castle. There's always the next adventure waiting for you once you're ready. And you're worthy, you know, you can value yourself enough to honor the grief and process the grief so that you don't, you know, feel like you're carrying that baggage forward with you. And so it's just better to process it when you can. With this being reversed, and then this one, with this one, I always want to call it let your freak flag fly. It reminds me of like the medicine person, the shaman who lives on the edge of the village, just kind of being their own strange self and spending time with nature and light and, you know, energy, sound, all these different things that so many people don't usually involve themselves with. And then also there's just this blendedness of masculine and feminine energies where they are pooling, P-O-O-L, pooling their energy into this energy ball. And then they've also got this beautiful dragon staff, and at the tip is this purple penis with light coming out. So there's such a strong spiritual activation with this card. And so it feels like with these two cards being reversed, there's been a denial of self, and quite possibly a repression of emotion in that denial of your true self, whether it's your magical divinity or whether it's just being different in general. Yesterday we had the card, love that you were different, or something like that. And so again, it kind of feels like allowing an integration of all the sorrows, all the griefs, all the disappointments, and in that comes the wisdom and allowing yourself to be weird. And then this is where I think I was calling, the other message I was going to call it was beckoning to shine. And I still might call it that, I'm not sure. But beckoning to shine, I really want to go to these here, but she's so much, this was the first card that was really looking at me before I started the reading. And you see that it's the water herself, it's the ocean herself. This is the goddess. And water represents our emotions, it represents the subconscious, it represents our intuition, our psychic ability, and we are mostly water, you know? And so then there's all this, it was this shininess, this glimmer that was really, she's so inviting you to find your brilliance within your emotional self, find that brilliance illuminate kind of what has been in the shadows through purification or something like that, washing away, cleansing, even if you need to cry. I'm thinking of one of my grandmas told me one time, because I just couldn't stop crying, and I've got a grand water shrine, and my grandma said, well, sweetheart, crying is a cleansing of the soul. And so I really like that. It's an invitation to heal. And then what goes along with all of this, we've got these two cards here, and it was like, whoa, I've never seen these two cards come out together, but it makes so much sense because this is a card of low self-worth. Obviously it's personified differently in this deck, but the Five of Earth is usually about abandonment wounds, trauma, low self-esteem, low self-worth, being left out in the cold, that sort of thing. This is an interesting interpretation of that because it's like when you feel worthless, you don't really, maybe you don't value cultural norms, which I think it's healthy to not value a lot of cultural norms or societal norms. But at the same time, you know, sometimes, you know, people will embrace a deceptive attitude because they feel so extremely disapproved of that, you know, why try? why try to fit in with society when society will never value me for who I am? And so there's a lot of understanding for this card, but ultimately it's because this is like the truth of this person in the background, and it's just feeling so lost and so unloved. And so again, that word integration wants to keep coming through quite a bit. And there's still a light in this person's eyes, like there's such a depth and beauty. It reminds me of this water card. It's like the eyes are like the same color as some of the blue in here. And so there's such a beauty and a depth to this person that while we can all embrace the element of irreducible rascality within each of us, definitely embrace your rascality, but value it. Value the rascal that you are, and then value everything else about yourself too, whether it's vulnerable, whether it's brilliant, whatever it is. Truly value yourself. And then, but going in with this, like, here's where I just want to say, capitalism is at the root of all evil. No, not all evil, but, you know, but capitalism really plays a part in like low self-worth. And the reason I say capitalism is just because it's a society that places more value on material objects and superficial, you know, it prefers superficiality over depth. And so how can we really know our self-worth when, you know, we're not valued for who we are on the inside? It's all about superficial things, and a lot of us just don't give a shit about all the superficial bullshit. And so the clock, the time, is a big part of all of this false authority that's been created to trap us and keep us caged, to keep us dead. And you see, again, it looks like a coffin there. And so I think there's a recognition of your worth by taking your power back from superficial structures, illusory structures, again, time being one of them, and really follow your bliss into your emotional depth and allow yourself to shine. All right, that's all I have for today. Once again, my name is Fairlight. I live in Asheville, and so because of that and because I want to help, I'm offering a lot of online readings. Our shop is only open on weekends now, but at least we're open this weekend. And so if you were to purchase an online reading from me, all online readings, 20% will be given to Beloved Asheville, and also I'll put the link to their website below if you want to check out what Beloved Asheville is about. They're doing a lot to help the community. Even before Helene hit, they do a lot to help the community, and so I'm excited to contribute whatever I can to this beautiful organization. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, that link will also be down below. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and love until next time.